Ready to hit the pause button on your parenting fails? Ready to feel better about your parenting? Welcome to Parenting Pause, the podcast, where all of you is welcome. I'm Leslie Potter, the founder of the Pure Joy Way, a mother, a parent coach, and a fellow traveler on this journey to wake up in our parenting. And I believe together we can make this a better world for ourselves and our kiddos. Do you know the difference between venting and complaining? It's a big difference, and it's really supportive if we're able to distinguish that difference, especially in ourselves and also with our children. So from my view, when someone is complaining, they're usually wanting me to fix it. It's like, what should I do? And I don't know where to go. And can you help me? It's got a little bit more of a whining, complaining, like life is always hard and nothing ever works out the way I want it to work out. And you got to take care of it. It's a little bit more from that positioning as a victim that we talked about in the recent podcast. And yet, if someone is venting, they're just venting. They're sharing what's going on in their mind. Yes? I don't know about you, but when I'm talking to my girlfriends often, and there's a situation that I'm trying to work out in my mind, I have a lot of stories, I have a lot of feelings, I have a lot of energy around it. And I may need to just share that. And I just want to vent, as I say. I want to just get it out of my brain so that I can hear myself. And often when I hear myself, things start to make sense. But I guarantee you, as soon as I'm talking to someone and I'm venting and they start telling me what to do or trying to fix me, it drives me bonkers, right? And I immediately shut down. It's like I don't even want to talk anymore. I don't feel seen, heard, or understood. I feel this person is over there thinking that there's something wrong with me and that they all of a sudden want to fix me. So I want you to think about this with your children. Often our children will need to vent. They've had a hard day, or they may need to come in and tell you what happened at school with Bobby and Billy and this. And then if you get super involved in the story and you start wanting to fix it or change it, then you may jump in and they may shut down. So what you want to listen for in venting, I like to call it I call these little feeling bubbles. And in that bubble, there's often stories. So if we're feeling powerless or we're feeling helpless, so a lot of times children are when they're at school, this story starts to get surrounded, about them, about the kids. They might think that they're helpless or somebody's a bully. And all these stories begin to emerge. And when we can see, hear, and understand the feeling without getting attached or identified with the story, you will be amazed how the story often falls away. I always like to say, when someone says something and they say, you can't come to my birthday party. The little ones do this. And 5 minutes later, if we get all involved, we're like, well, why? Because they did this to Jane and that. And then we want to call the mother. And then 5-10 minutes later, they're going to their friend what are you going to bring me? What gift are you going to give me? Right? So often when we get involved, we kind of make it worse. Or if our kid's telling us a story, we often want to talk them out of the story. Or if it's a mean story or of something they did, we want to talk them into acting different. So I'm going to support you this week when your children are venting or your partner is venting, your friends are venting. See what it's like to stay very, very present. And you can also reflect back to them what you hear without your judgment, without your need to fix, without trying to talk them out of their story, because the stories are never really true from the feeling state, right? But they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be understood. And now, this doesn't mean that you're agreeing with your children's story if you're reflecting back to them. You're just reflecting back what they're saying so they can hear themselves. And this is so incredibly powerful to be able to hear like what's going on in our head and to hear it outside and to also have someone reflect back that's non-judgmental, that's not trying to change us, that's not trying to make us any different. Trust that when you are able to have that kind of support, and I know you probably know it, I have friends that will reflect back to me, and when I have that kind of support, I can see deeper and deeper what's going on inside of me, and I can start to regulate. I can start to deepen my understanding of myself. And as I say, the story doesn't connect, then I don't identify with it. So when we join in with the story too much with our children and we think they're complaining and we try to change the story and we believe the story and we try to talk them out of the story, it's all about the story. Often those stories then do attach and our children will identify with the story more than feeling those feelings and letting the feelings, just like the waves in the ocean, just come and go. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.